Hello, welcome to the Westerly Armory's upstairs museum. What you see is a reenactor's uniform from the Revolutionary War period. It's complete with a gorget, as you can see, on his neck, which comes from times of chivalry and the knights. It basically protected the knight's throat. Today, they wear them loose and with dress uniform. One other uniform we have is 1832 Rhode Island Light Infantry with the buttons with the wonderful anchors, the symbol of the state of Rhode Island. Now in this room we have much more than military. We have a lot of Westerly, but before we go to that, look at this wonderful piece of parchment here. This is, if you'll bear with me here, look at the date on this. Amazing. This is part of the late state legislature's document from 1789, basically saying some things that went on during their session. And you'll notice it's from South Kingstown, because South Kingstown was one of the 5 state capitals in Rhode Island. Now over here we have a case full of Westerly items, including things from McCormick's, the doll carriage parade in the park, and Allie the alligator from Monroe's Florist. And we also have the 3 fish representing Westerly, and a number of old photos here. People will recognize the old majorettes from Westerly High School. Now we come over here to, this is Westerly Women's Corner, and women are not just here, but we have more of them here, so that's why we call it that. The first mannequin you see is Mary Jane DeMeo, represents her. She was the first woman town council president. Next to her is Mary Clancy, the best dressed woman in town. She had over 300 hats, and she and her mom either made them or they bought them and modified them. Over here we have Eleanor Wood. Eleanor Wood was a teacher, and she was also at the high school she did a lot of work in guidance. This represents Clara Mudge. She was a teacher at Dunn's Corners School. She also taught at High Street School. Westerly Women's Corner has a lot more than that, but we're just doing the major things here. This is a wedding gown up here from 1971, copied after Catherine Parr, the 6th wife of Henry VIII. Now we'll kind of scoot over here, past the mannequins there. Here we come to the toys. The toys are from the 1950s, late 40s, and they are almost all from Burdick's Sporting Goods and Toys, which was downtown on High Street. There's Roscoe the donkey. You can see Roscoe. And we also see Snoopy Sniffer down there. Tony the tiger is hiding in there. And we see Brown Bear and White Bear and the other toys, Rosie the doll. We come now into Coast Guard Corner. Now, Coast Guard Corner is one of our favorites because we have not only the old flag from the Coast Guard, an original one from the early 1900s, but we also have a helicopter made by Mr. Heinhold of Hopkinton for us. It's the first helicopter he ever made, and it's a Pelican Vietnam era helicopter used by the Coast Guard for search and rescue. The mannequin is wearing search and rescue Vietnam era clothes. And we have George Fish here. He was a Westerly resident, and he was served in the Coast Guard. We also have the Bark Eagle. The Eagle, of course, is the Coast Guard training ship. Originally it was a German ship. We took it as a war prize. It was Hitler's ship, and they trained on it. We come round, we have various counters here, including things about the trolleys and trains of Westerly, which we're going to work more on. And you can see the big yellow postcard with pictures. If you look carefully, you can see pictures of the Westerly buildings in it. Coming around here, The next case is the tribute to the U.S. Navy Seabees. The case on the floor was made by Dick Camoli. And if we look carefully on the top of the case, we have Dick Camoli's blouse from the Navy Seabees. Here's a picture of Dick there, and over here you can see the patch on his sleeve. The Seabees were founded in 1942 in Davisville, Rhode Island. And the Seabee logo, which was created by Frank Iafrate of North Providence, the bee with the Gatling gun and hammers and wrenches. Up on top of the case we have something aside from the Seabees. That's the Washington Bank, which later became the Washington Trust. It was founded in 1800 and is America's oldest community bank. The dollar bill, the $2 bill below, shows the picture of George Washington. The Washington Trust was the first bank to produce banknotes with a picture of George Washington on them. We have many other things here. Let me scoot round here. We have a case full of Westerly things, and they're all sorts of things, from the Chorus of Westerly and the Masonic Temple to the Immaculate Conception School, S&S Supermarket, and we have Madison's Repairs, Bob Mern's Men's Shop, Vars Brothers menu from the 1930s for their luncheon menu, from their luncheon counter. We have something from the Westerly Rifles. It's the oldest militia unit in the state at that time. It's going now. And other things here that you can see. Now we'll scoot over here. We have a tuba on loan to us from the Westerly Band. It's over 100 years old, and that's Ed Moon. He served in the President's Band, the Navy Band for the President, for 18 years in Washington, D.C. Ed lives in Hopkinton, and that's his picture. Then we come over here, and we have Judge Trumpetto, who is well known in town. The judge served many years. He died in his mid-90s, and here he is here. You can see a little bit about him. We have a wonderful case of community memorabilia here. We're being blinded by the light from the windows, and all sorts of nice things. One thing we haven't hung yet is this wonderful frame with two Westerly suns in it from the 1954 hurricane and the 1938 hurricane, which damaged Westerly immensely. Okay, let's go back up here. You can see all sorts of things here in the museum. You can see the things that the military ate, the MREs, the K rations, the C rations, and so on. And you can even see a trolley bell over here, which was on one of the original trolleys in Westerly. They ran down the street to Norwich and to the beaches. And then we actually have World War I postcards here, and a nice arrangement of those. Original to the Armory is Company C, 243rd Engineer Battalion, Westerly RI. So we're very pleased to have that. So if you come to the room, you're going to be delighted to see all these wonderful things, and thank you for taking a peek.